Hey, you
Hey,
failed me.
Ivan.
Shit.
Sup, nerd?
Bye, Ivan.
Is my mic on? Hello.
Bye, everybody. I'll see
Welcome.
you in another year.
Bye.
It was a good one.
Good one. Thanks for coming.
There she goes. See you later, Ren.
All right. Well, that was a good meeting, folks. See you all next time.
Thanks.
All right. See you next year.
Nice. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, in the Discord, and also those are viewing from our YouTube and Twitch channels to the 2019 Coldsnap Summit. I am your host, DFW Squint, Chief Administrator of the Delta Fighter Wing gaming community. For those of you who don't know me, this is a little bit of a clusterfuck setting all this up. I wasn't ready, but if you guys are interested in being in the VR chat, let Swag know. You guys can join in on there. I'm just in the conference room, so there's nobody in here. I have like a 0.7 video just going up there. Let me drop this down behind the. There we go. That's a little better. All right, I think we got everything set up. So we'll start out with roll call. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently since we actually have a personnel wing admin. So Swag will be doing the roll call. We don't necessarily need to go by individual names since we're.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm just going down the list and checking them off.
Yeah.
So.
If you're here, if you're a DFW member and you're here and you're not in the Discord, at least say something in the Discord chat or the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat. Check-in is easy. If you're a guest, feel free to say hello in either our YouTube or Twitch chats. Can you guys hear me on the stream? Yes, no, maybe. Let me know.
Checking it twice.
Let me know.
Nice.
Let me know when you're all good, Swag. We can move on to the introductions.
Okay. Can you help me with? I'm not actually watching the stream right now. Can you like?
Yeah, I'll let you know if anybody. Right now, the only person that's talking there is Tony. We don't have any. We haven't had any members.
All right.
I know.
I'm not watching any of the
Sapphire's here. Espionage is here. I haven't heard anything from anybody else, so that'll be on them to get with their group captain or whatever. It should have happened beforehand, but
I am here just, at work, so
we got you. If you're inside the Discord, you're all good. It's just a matter of the people that are strictly watching from YouTube or Twitch, because we have to have accountability of you somehow. So that's why I was saying, if you're shy and you don't want to talk to us, at least say hello or give us a middle finger in one of our chats.
Drop a hot meme.
Drop hot meme. I don't know where Maestri is. Haven't heard from Ray. Daydreamer, I think he might be in later. I don't know. He's on Swedish time. Haven't heard anything from our veterans. Blood, haven't heard anything from him. Our Panda, or not Panda. Yeah, Panda, haven't heard anything from him. Papa is here. Yeah. So as far as the rest of them, Swag, I'm not really sure.
Wait, who'd you say was on the stream side? Just Tony?
Yeah, Tony, but he's not a member, so it doesn't really matter.
That's right.
This is Tony.
We're mainly
Tony's attendance has been noted.
Tony was here for once. Yeah, no, we're predominantly concerned about member attendance because this is required for members. It's only once every 6 months, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Pixeline, I haven't heard from, so, but realistically, Jealous Cupcake has said something in the chat. She's here.
Got it.
All right, are we good there? If not, we'll just check periodically as we move along. So introductions, like I said earlier, I am the Chief Administrator of Delta Fighter Wing gaming community. For those who don't know me, we have DFW Cincy here. Hello, say hello, Cincy.
Good day.
He is our Executive Administrator.
You're not Australian, you're not allowed to say that.
And that was DFW Fox, the administrator of our PC division. And I think we also have, if not will have, Lord Shax is our current console division administrator probationary.
Back in the first cooler.
Also hosting you on Twitch right now.
I think we only got chocolate.
I don't think we have any allied guests or anything. Sam said she wouldn't be able to make it. We do have Tony. Tony's here, so he could be our guest of honor. And we also have Sip. Sip, even though he's not a member, but he does run our Oasis server for us, so we appreciate your mad props. Yeah, I think that's all. So we can go ahead and move into the PC division discussion. I don't want to make this last for 2 hours.
It'll go for
You
2
have
hours,
so
worry.
I know that yeah, maybe. So I know we bring this up every time. I'll bring it up again because it's still a thing, but we do still have a PC division moderator slot open. We definitely need help with some of the staff positions in our PC division. And by that, I don't just mean we need people with rank to feel cool. We need people who actually have a knack for going out and doing an outreach, recruiting from other games, and managing people, coordinating events and whatnot. So if you're interested in running that kind of thing, let us know, and we can. We'll talk to you about it. Fox will talk to you about it.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and move into our supported games. Revisit. So right now, officially, I gotta.
Yeah, I got him for you.
I gotta turn his volume down a little bit. You can unmute him. I just had to turn him down.
Okay.
Thanks though. We officially support Ark Survival Evolved, Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Star Citizen. Do we have any proposed removals? Me personally, I'm looking at Grand Theft Auto 5 for sure, and I would like to have a discussion about Ark and Destiny 2 here in a little bit. So mainly, yeah, for me mainly it's Grand Theft Auto 5. Nobody's really been playing it. We don't have any engagement there. We don't have any recruiting efforts going on there. Do we have any? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, since I'm not a league group captain anymore, technically it's not supported. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
My voice is for Discord.
So yeah, League of Legends, that has been moved down to unsupported games, so it is no longer an officially supported game. I know it's still on the main page of our website, but I do need to update the website after this summit, so I will take it off of there. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 removal. Do we have anybody that opposes that decision? I feel like that's an easier question to ask.
Nope.
Silence means no opposition, so we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and add on in here for removal.
I mean, I've also.
We can go ahead and go into prospected games. So there's a couple of them. Some of these of which have actually just recently come out or been announced.
How many people are even playing Star Citizen? I've literally never seen anybody play it before.
So Star Citizen is an alpha. We'll get to that in a second, though. That's on our topic list.
It's just a broken dream, that's all.
Yeah, it is kind of a broken dream.
Well, yeah, as I said, we'll get to it in a minute because there's some changes come to that.
So prospected, we've got Anthem, Division 2, Installation 1's fan-made Halo, and as of recently, we also have Borderlands 3 that was just announced yesterday or the day before, and also the Star Citizen 3 Alpha 3.5.0 that is supposed to come out today. It hadn't been released yet when I checked earlier. It may be now, I'm not sure. But let's go in order here. Anthem, I know, got a lot of steam in the beginning, as a lot of hyped games do nowadays, but
it still
as of
is.
lately,
it still is.
Is it? Do we have enough community? Here's the key here. When we're voting on these games, it's gotta, it can't be just like, oh, I love this game. The thing you got to think about is it worth an investment for us as a gaming community? Because, you know, like, okay, so let's take like Skyrim, for instance. Skyrim, to this day, remains to be an amazing game. But what is the benefit in supporting it as a gaming community? Does that make sense? So when we talk about supporting a game, I know that there is a lot of mixed opinions about Anthem. Some really good, some not so good. But the question we should be asking ourselves is it something that we think would be worth an investment as a gaming community? And I will, with that being said, I'll open it up to the floor for your thoughts. Go ahead.
I think
chat too.
Anthem is a very but I just don't think there's enough like warrant support.
Yeah, I can definitely say after playing it for the past month that it's not showing any kind of hope, and that by the time that game is going to get any real content, most of the player base for that game is going to be gone. Like, it's not going to get any real proper content till May. And it's had a lackluster launch. It's, even when playing it, like, end game is just boring as fuck. You're just redoing old missions, there's
I mean, the
really
flip side
nothing
to that
to do.
is you could say literally the exact same thing about Destiny 2. It's
Though
literally
at
the
least
exact same
Destiny
thing.
has a little bit more content.
Destiny 2 requires you to have a DLC to have any sort of...
But yeah, I don't really see much future for us in Anthem.
Alright, so do we have anybody that would say yes for Anthem, and what is your argument? Go.
Don't all say it at once.
Alright. Remember, silence means no. So I'm gonna put this down here. We're checking off.
Down for it, but like I just don't feel like anyone else would be. Like, I think it's a fun game. I have fun playing it, but like one person having fun playing it is not enough to.
Yeah, I like that. Yeet means yes. So from now on, when we vote, it's silence for no and yeet for yes.
And I am overruling that. No.
Next on the list here, I am all for this, mainly because we were involved in the first one, Division 2. Division 2 has fairly recently come out. I know that we already have quite a few people that are involved in that, and I do see an investment opportunity there. I have looked at a lot of reviews and read a couple of articles about it, and I know that they've done a pretty good job at building on what they had for Division 1 and actually making a lot of improvements. I know it's still pretty fresh, of course, so it doesn't come without its problem sets. However, I do think that they've done pretty well for an initial release. Do we have any thoughts about Division 2?
Have the Division 2 on console, but I know that doesn't really help us here. But out of the games you mentioned, that choose. But if you guys like it, I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah, if there's, so here's the thing, if there's anybody that really wants to get involved in a supported game and they are willing to be actively involved in it, we may be able to help you out, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to make any promises, I'm not going to say anything specific, but we might be able to help you out, just let you know. So if there are people with an interest in Division 2 that would like to do stuff with us, then yeah, just let us know. We'll help you out. We'll do what we can. We got a yeet for Division 2 from Jealous Cupcakes. So Division 2 votes, yeet or silent.
Yeah.
We got yeets. Yeets across the board.
If we actually are going to, yeah, if we are actually going to get into it, I might actually end up getting it, especially after the massive disappointment Anthem is, which I already knew it was going to be a disappointment.
We got a E from LSP. That's good enough, I suppose.
So that's a yeet from me as well.
All right. So we got a unanimous yeet. There we go. All right, on the list. Installation 01's fan made Halo. You want to speak to that a little bit here, Fox? You probably know more about it than I do.
A bit, yes, because I'm in their Discord for it. It has been getting quite a lot of updates. There is a chance that it's going to get its alpha release soon on PC. Is why I was bringing it forward as a suggestion. Because while it will be a free-to-play game, so there won't be any content whatsoever that you have to pay for. So, plus it's going to be a Halo game, even though not legit, but they have gotten approval from 343. So, and it will have differences between it and Halo 6 or Infinite when that comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get to that's actually next on my list here. So what we can do if we don't have any oppositions is instead of adding it as a supported game, which means that we would actively recruit for it and whatnot, we could actually add it to our unsupported games list and still play it kind of passively. And then keep Division 2, I guess, as our primary supported game of the season. Division 2 and Destiny 2.
Well, that's just a release until the game is released,
yeah.
and we can just see how we
And then we
actually
can move.
go then.
Yep. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Do we have?
I think I agree with that. I think with the game that's not as massive, I agree with not putting it on the actual supported list, but having it as something to play would be nice.
Yeah, because like especially for the especially with the recent announcement of Halo MCC coming to PC, so Installation 01's Halo game probably won't have a massive player base compared to obviously the legit Halo games.
And it probably won't last as long. I don't know.
Before that, it will get a good amount of players.
I don't know exactly when Halo Infinite is supposed to come out. I'm not sure if they've actually given a release date just yet.
No, not yet.
But I would imagine that Halo Infinite will overshadow Installation 1 fan-made Halo pretty significantly, because that'll be the first time that Halo's come back to PC since, what was it, Halo Wars 2, which is not a real Halo game.
I've actually spoken to some of the devs of that game about it. They're going to have a lot different things compared to what Halo Infinite will have, so it can try and be unique in its own way. But yes, I definitely do know that most of the player base will move to Halo Infinite. This will just be like a free-to-play Halo game, basically.
Yeah. So like I said, it wouldn't hurt to have it as an unsupported project, and we can figure out where we're going to go from there once it actually releases and starts to grow and whatnot. Oh, hey, Inferno, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Inferno Kazama is in the Twitch chat. He is he was the leader of our sister clan Inferno Blaze before they disbanded last year, a couple years ago. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so Halo Infinite, I really haven't seen a lot of updates on it. I know they've announced it. I didn't really watch all of what they just have PAX East. I don't know if they talked about it there. But it is something that we are very interested in, especially considering our roots in the Halo franchise. And it'll be the first Halo that is supposed to have cross-platform compatibility. So that will allow us to unite with our peasants on the console.
Yes.
Next on here we have Destiny 2 news. I know that they just came out with Joker's Wild recently, which is, I gotta be honest, kind of a joke. That's my personal take on it. I'm not... The whole Gambit Prime thing is, it's pretty cool and all, but it's a very niche thing. However, with that being said... Was that?
Borderlands 3 discussion?
A what discussion? Sorry, you cut out.
The Borderlands 3 discussion?
Yeah, that's after this. Yeah, so Destiny 2, the next expansion is supposed to be Season of the Shadows, which is the Penumbra DLC. Am I right there? Espionage, is he still in here?
You're right, it's Penumbra.
Penumbra, yeah. That one is going to be the one that's got like the new raid and a whole bunch of new stuff that's supposed to come out. Do we have a release date? I'm trying to find it on here. Anybody know? Destiny 2 Penumbra 6 expansion. That's it. I don't think I have... Oh, it just... Okay, so it says summer 2019. If you have the annual pass, you will have access to it. If not, sucks for you, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it just says summer 2019, so there's not really a date set in stone for it just yet. But I am looking forward to it, because the last two content pushes on Destiny 2 have been geared towards Crucible and Gambit, which is like great if you're into that. I am not so much, but it's okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Penumbra. Now, as Shax mentioned, just yesterday actually, Borderlands 3 was announced at, is it PAX East that they held this past week?
Yeah, it's PAX.
Yeah. They just announced Borderlands 3, and I know we had a lot of people that were into Borderlands and Borderlands 2. We played it a little bit. So we are looking forward to that. Do we now, I know Borderlands 3 has, like, it's not really an MMO in the Destiny 2 sense. It's always been like 4-player co-op type deal, right? We do have, even though we have a lot of people interested in it, again, it's just one, like, I love the Borderlands games, but I don't know if it's something that we necessarily need to support as a gaming community. However, with that being said, we can, again, add that to our unsupported games list if you guys like. Unless I have any other arguments to that.
So, the only thing I can say for Borderlands is I'm 100% going to be getting it, but if you guys decide to get it here, I'll get it on the PC and stream it a bunch, and that's going to be one of the main games I play for sure, especially on the stream. But if you guys just want to leave it on the unsupported list, I might get it on the console and play it there. But that's really the deciding factor for me personally.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Borderlands 3?
No, but if you have Borderlands 1 and 2, you get a free update that increases the texture quality.
I'm not sure if I'm going to be getting it or not. Though I did.
I may if it goes on sale or something. I'll have to look into it. But from judging by the atmosphere of the Discord and the chat, I think it would be best to keep it as an unsupported game. So we'll do that. Let's see. So what are we at? We got. Let me check our list here. We've got. If we're going off of what we voted on, we'll have. Oh, we gotta talk about that. Oh, that's next. Okay. So we'll talk about that, and then Destiny 2. PUBG needs to come off of here because we don't even support that anymore. League of Legends needs to come off. Yeah, it's been overshadowed by other Battle Royale madness.
What did we decide about Destiny?
We're keeping Destiny 2.
No, we're totally good at the same.
Shut up.
Except for you.
Just me.
You have to delete it. Uninstall it.
Yeah.
To play Destiny 1.
I want to be Destiny 2 person.
We are removing GTA 5 and Star Citizen. We'll go ahead and talk about that since that's next on the list. Star Citizen 3.5.0, like I said earlier, is being released. It's supposed to be released today. I'll have to go check after the summit. They are adding quite a few new things. They're adding new mission givers, face customization. They're finally adding playable female characters. They're adding a whole new location. They're actually adding ArcCore back in as a planet. I know for those of you who are into the earlier versions of the Star Citizen Alpha, you could start out at ArcCorp and then port over to Olisar in the Persistent universe, but ArcCorp was kind of its own instance. Now you'll actually be able to travel there and do stuff there. They're adding a couple of new moons and whatnot, and landing zone. They're fixing. They're doing like collision avoidance fixes, fixing gunship behavior, and a big thing is that they're updating the flight model again. So hopefully it actually works out better. Let me backpedal here for a second. For those of you who are not familiar with Star Citizen, and help me out here, Synth and Fox, if I'm missing out on anything. But basically, Star Citizen was conceptualized by Chris Roberts, and Chris Roberts is basically the father of space games. So if you're familiar with titles like Wing Commander, Freelancer, and all that, those were all the children of Chris Roberts, if you will. And Star Citizen is supposed to be the big... It's a huge aspiration. It's the #1 crowd-funded game in history, if I'm not mistaken there. They have raised millions of dollars strictly off of crowdfunding. They don't have a publisher or anything like that, like EA or whatnot. So there are a lot of people that are really into this, and what it's supposed to be is the first like big persistent universe with planets that you can actually travel to. So when you're actually on a planet, like in Halo or something, you look up, you normally see a skybox. Anything you see up there, like a space station or a planet or a moon, you can actually travel there on a ship, and it's supposed to encompass like pretty much any type of gameplay. So if you're not big on like flying spaceships or something like that, you like run around and killing people like Papa Bear does, you can do that. You can actually be a ground soldier as long as you got some pilot buddies that can fly you around to drop you off on planets and kill people. If you are not into space combat, you can be a miner. You can be, if you are into space combat, you can be a bounty hunter. It's basically supposed to be like it's a big. I would encourage you to look it up.
Anything in it.
Yeah.
Like also with the recent update too, they've released, which I find kind of funny, is the maker news van. So you could even be a reporter in the game if you wish.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like the culmination of all the space games that have been out recently and bring all of those aspects together in one. So it's a very aspirational game. There is a lot of road bumps and it's been in development for a long time. So we're not going to be asking anybody or recruiting. We're not going to be asking anybody to get involved if they don't want to just yet. But we do keep it as a supported game in hopes for its release someday. Because it does cover a lot of the bases that the FW has been gravitated towards as far as the type of games that we usually involve ourselves in. So like Freelancer, for example. No Man's Sky, I know a lot of people in here are probably more familiar with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was kind of a truncated, like they took the ideas of Star Citizen and simplified it so that they could release it real quick. And that's kind of like,
also lied, too.
Yeah, they lied a little bit. There was a lot of undelivered promises. But Star Citizen is supposed to be like what No Man's Sky couldn't achieve, and the Star Citizen's been in development much longer than No Man's Sky's been in development or even been out. So it is a work in progress, but
the difference too is Star Citizen also is meant to be seamless multiplayer too. So you could say be on a planet and someone's flying in orbit in their dreadnought or capital ship, and you'll see it actually moving in the sky.
Yeah, there's no loading screens other than when you actually load into the persistent universe, and that's it. Everywhere you go, it's all procedurally generated.
Also, since you actually did mention No Man's Sky, that game also is getting its the update that should have been with the game on release. It's beyond update, so it will actually finally be an MMO. Not just 4 to 16 people in an instance. It will be heaps, and plus it's also supporting VR, so I might even actually play that a bit.
Ooh, yeah. All right, so I want to go ahead and move on here because we spent a long time on talking about Star Citizen. We'll move on to the next arc. We're going to talk about Arc. Man, I wish Pixelane was here. So here's the thing. Arc, the Extinction DLC, that was a huge letdown. I know there was a lot of people that were really disappointed in the lack of content. We were all really excited about it because Aberration was great, but it was still kind of lackluster. We still have our server. It's still up, the Extinction server. No one's played on it. I just went on there and fed the dinos today, but because of the lack of interest and the lack of content in Extinction, do we want to continue hosting our Arc server, or do we want to cancel it? Or my idea is to go ahead and go back to Ragnarok, because I know that Ragnarok was much more elaborate. There was a lot more to do. It didn't feel as limiting. Like Fox and I played way back before the second half of the map was even released. So I feel like maybe if we go back to Ragnarok, we can kind of get back into it a little bit. What do you guys think?
That's what I'm definitely with. Also on that note too, I had already told you that I was able to get FTP access back to my friend's server, so I can access our old server that I was hosting on there.
Okay.
If we need to try and do transfers and that.
Okay. Yeah, so do we have anybody that opposes? Okay, this isn't really going to be a yes or no decision. This is going to be one or the other. Should we cancel our server, or should we migrate it to Ragnarok? Do we have, how many Arc affiliates do we have in here?
I myself, I'm gonna say cancel, because, well, as we've seen recently, like, we haven't shown much interest in Arc anymore. I mean, because of that last DLC, it's just kind of made it boring.
Right, but if we move back to Ragnarok, would people's interests come back, or is it just kind of like people are tired of Arc in general?
I mean, maybe we could try to do it in like a few months, and if we don't have much interest, then we can just shut it down.
Okay.
I mean,
so yeah, our
I'm
server is good until June 16th, right? So I can go ahead and migrate us back to Ragnarok sometime this week, if not next weekend, and let everybody know. I probably won't even worry about trying to do a transfer. Is everybody okay with that? Like, nobody that really seems to care about the condition of their dinos as it is, so I don't think anybody's gonna miss their stuff if we just move back to Ragnarok. So
I
no
would still put an announcement about it for whoever isn't
Yeah,
here, just
yeah.
so that they would know, so they can have at least their say.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and migrate the server back to Ragnarok either this week or next weekend, and then see if we want to continue hosting that. Yeah. Go ahead.
As an ad hoc, as a part of my Twitch channel, I do have a console Arc server that I have for my subscribers, but I want to open that up to anybody who happens to have Arc on the console. If you guys want to join, I mean, there's no obligation like that. You can just come and join because we have some open slots if you'd like. I'm just putting that out there.
Controllers, though.
Yeah, I know we do have like some people that, even though they play with us on the PC, there are some games that they play exclusively on the console. Like I know Swag plays a lot of stuff on the console. So yeah, there's that if you guys are interested.
I've got a Xbox, so I can actually join in on console stuff. Though I mostly just got Halo games at the moment.
We're actually going to be... We got Ark, Destiny 2, Star Citizen, and Division 2. Those are going to be the only 4 games that we're officially supporting. We normally have 6. But you know what? That's okay, because I think that'll help us with maintaining a focus on our supported games, because we're kind of bad at... We get spread too thin if we support too many games, which is why I imposed the 6-game limit the last summit. So we're down to 4, so that actually, I think, hopefully that'll help us out in our focus efforts. Which brings me to event coordination. We're getting into a lot of new stuff, so I really don't know what to speak to on event coordination. We'll see what happens with Ark. Destiny 2, of course, we can do raids literally anytime. If anybody wants to do raids, hit me or Espionage up.
Always down for raids.
Do we? Yeah, we've been running Last Wish without you. He's been gone. He just so you guys know, for the ones who were doing the LFG raids with me, Espionage has been away, so he's back now. So we'll only have to LFG for 2 unless we get other people that are involved in that. Do we want to?
I think I have it installed.
We don't actually have an official group for Division, or not Division. Well, we will have. We'll need one for Division 2, so that'll open up a group captain slot. But we also need a group for Destiny 2. So I'll get with the staff offline about that, but just know that we're going to need a Div 2 and Destiny 2 group or groups on the roster, and need to appoint 2 group captains. We don't have any group captains for League of Legends, PUBG, or GTA, so we don't have to worry about that. The rest of our structure we can maintain. Space Monkey will remain the group captain of our Oasis, even though it's not really a supported game, but it is a DFW project, so that can stay. And that's, for those of you who are unfamiliar, we actually have a heavily modded Minecraft server that we've been developing for just like not to primarily support, but it's mainly a nice place to chill out. Yeah, it's there. It's there if you want to.
I only work on it on my spare time. So
yeah, and I play it like if I'm doing Crucible or something hectic and I'm pissed off and I just want to kill people and I just don't want to interact with anybody, I'll go over there and chill. It's pretty relaxing. The option is there. If you're interested, just let us know. We'll assign you the Oasis tag and you'll have access to the channel where you can see how to join the server and all that. Promotions.
Speaking of which, where's the voice chat? I think it got deleted. Actually.
Yeah, I deleted it. I'll have to move it down to unsupported or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's not actually a supported game of the PC division. Promotions. We have several recruits. Let me go into the admin channel real quick and take a look at this list. So far, I think we've got Papa Bear, Espionage, who else was there? I've got Panda, Marksman. Okay, so Papa Bear and Espionage are good for induction. We can induct them now. There is no needed votes for that.
Excited.
Panda, iMarksman TV, 32-bit Phoenix, Murdoch, Rogue, Penguin. They are eligible for performance review. So, since they fall within the global group, Panda and Marksman, that'll be up to Axel and Fox to give me their performance reviews, or if we want to just keep them as recruits. 32-bit Phoenix lies on Space Monkey. You just whenever you got some time, just give me a performance review in the admin channel. No need to do it here now. Console division, we got Murdoch and Road Penguin. I know that it's been kind of lackluster in the console division, but if you do have any performance reviews or anything to say about Murdoch or Rogue Penguin, just let us know on the admin channel. Other than that, do we have anybody else that is eligible for induction from our group captains or admins?
I don't have anything to add, but can you repeat which ones are ready to go so I can just do that right now?
Espionage and Papa Bear. Matter of fact, since we just talked about how Destiny 2 is going to need a group captain, are you down for taking that on, Espionage?
No. I was gonna say, I thought we already actually were planning on choosing him for that.
I have to ask him.
I can. That's cool.
Do you
but,
want
like,
to?
Do I want to? Sure. Yeah, but like I'm also going to school right now, so it's not like these past 2 weeks. But like when I get around to it, I can.
Okay. All right.
Like I do want to do it, but like, you know, like I'm balancing school and other crap. So
yeah, I
like,
understand.
so, like, yeah, I'll do it. But when I get like, it's not like a well, you know, every Thursday's raid day kind of thing.
Okay. We'll talk about that more. Before just go ahead and induct both of them. Swag, as far as the group captain decision, we'll talk about that later.
Well, congrats you two.
Yes, congratulations and welcome to the family. I don't think anything. Do you have anything else for PC division discussion, Fox?
The game fails video that I've been wanting to start for
that's general discussion.
Well,
I've got
then
it on
that's
here.
pretty much it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If nothing else, does anybody else on the floor have anything for PC division discussion? Let me check the chat here. I'm pretty bad at the chat.
I would be curious with how many people have a VR setup. If there are any big VR games that we could get into as an unsupported type deal.
I second that.
What are some big VR games out right now that seem interesting?
At least for our members wise, no. I do know at least myself, well, now you, Shax, and I think it was 32-bit Phoenix also had VR. At least as far as I know.
He does not have a VR headset. I'm personally friends with him, and he does not have one.
I thought he actually had one because I've seen him play a couple of VR games.
He played it with he used his other friends' headsets a couple times, but he does not own one. He's planning on getting one, but he does not have one.
Well then, as far as we know, it's just me and Shax that have one.
Well, I mean, you can just link up offline. It doesn't have to be anything official. But if anybody likes to, and then everybody picks it up or whatever, I mean, there's some good shooting games, there's some good party games and stuff like that that we can get together and have a good time with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arizona Sunshine.
I'll add that on here. And then we'll talk about it. If nobody has any suggestions right now. Real quick, Eric, hey, if you're in the chat, either on YouTube or Twitch, just give me a holler. Let me know if you're here, so that when I get to that discussion about the charity event, if you want to have any input, I know you're here. Anyways, we'll move on to the console division discussion. Shax, do you have any input as far as the state of the division?
So I do not. I just have more of an overall console division note. So I mean, you guys know whenever I came in, pretty much it was non-existent, and in the last I mean, since our last summit, it's still been non-existent. The two people you mentioned earlier, Murdoch and Rogue Penguin, they've been non-existent in our Discord, and I've been trying to grow the Twitch channel. I haven't put as much focus as I should have on the console, and everybody here is primarily PC anyway. So if 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 we decide that we want to close the console division as a whole, that is something that might be a good step.
Yeah, and I can add on to that. So realistically, I am actually kind of leaning towards that. So we established the console division initially as an Xbox Live division in 2009, and Spankinator ran that for a long time. And in the beginning, we had some pretty decent involvement and some good activity. I know they got into a lot of like tournaments and ladders and stuff for Call of Duty and some other stuff. But when we expanded to an all-encompassing console division in 2016, it really has not been given a lot of love. We gave Jealous Cupcake the chance to lead it. We gave Spankinator the chance to lead it. We gave Shax the chance to lead it. But I think the problem is that we don't have enough of a unifying focus on our console division. And so do we think that it would be best, and this is a big decision, but do we think that it would be best to actually close down the console division? Because we really, it is very like a relaxed, if you think about the people that own consoles, you really, as far as I know, unless you play competitively, it's mainly just like kind of a time burner, right? And so it's harder to communicate and get things rolling for console players, in my experience. Do we have any other thoughts on that?
Another issue was we didn't. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was just gonna say I can agree with that, but I would just like let it sit. But you know what? Like I said, I agree with it because if you're a console guy, there's really no point for you to go onto PC and register and be like, hey, I want to be a DFW member, when you're just gonna sit on your Xbox party and just hang with those people.
No reason to even get on Discord.
Yeah.
Well, you can get Discord on Xbox.
There's like a.
But that Xbox, both Xbox and PlayStation have their own built-in like voice chats and stuff. So
like,
actually,
you can get Discord on Xbox and PlayStation, but how many people actually do that on an Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah. Just thinking in terms of, you know, realistic expectations here, like it's been very difficult to maintain. Go ahead, sorry.
I got it. I pushed and I recruited I got on the LFG groups and I was pushing our recruitment thing. But the problem is you guys said it pretty much on the nose. Is I can add you as a friend and we can just play whenever. You don't have to. Now that I'm telling you, hey, come do 3 steps to get into this, but then we didn't have like anything already established to go ahead. But like I didn't say, hey, join so that you can be in this event 2 weeks from now. That was already set up and ready to go. So there was really no incentive for them to join, except to be with the community. But they already have a community on Xbox. They don't, and the PC and the console communities don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So here's the thing. With that, anybody, did you have something?
I think what we should do is keep it, but instead of listing it publicly, we allow anyone who's affiliated with the console division, who is part of the staff, they be in charge of keeping track of that on their respective platforms, other than us.
Is there a benefit to that, though?
Well, I was actually also gonna point out because
we've been struggling this for many years now.
Because with Halo 6 coming out, it's supposed to have cross-platform play. So
yeah, there's that.
That
could just be that.
Here's the thing, though. Like, just because it has cross-platform play doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be able to keep track of like every member or whatever. Not to mention, like, what's stopping people from like joining in and play a different game or whatever. I mean, it's easier to just. It's from my point of view, it's easier to just either leave it up to the division admin of the of the respective console, or I don't think we should initially say that we abolish it completely, but I think it's still fair that we at least keep it around a little bit longer, see where it goes, and instead of just us tracking membership we could just track it via, just leave it up to the division admins, basically.
Okay. So kind of just not include them in our... So here's the what if, right? What would happen if we decided to close the console division? And this is just theoretical, but it's actually a big deal. If we were to close down the console division, you know, like I said, we've been trying to get the ball rolling, and it's not even just like on Xbox. We've tried on PlayStation, we've tried to get people in on Switch, but it's all a very casual environment. And like Inferno says in the Twitch chat, consoles don't really have a lot of incentive to play a primarily PC-based gaming community, and he believes that we should play on our strengths. And I tend to agree with that, but if we were to close down the console division, there's a couple things that means. Number one, we would no longer be a multi-platform gaming community, which, I mean, I'm not butthurt about that. That's fine. If that's something that, you know, we've tried and failed at, why, you know, like, we could continue trying to get the ball rolling, but it's been several years now, and it's not one of our strengths, to be honest. And I think that we could really focus some of our resources on some of the things that we have potential on. What that would also mean is that the entire hierarchy and structure of DFW would change, because there would no longer be a console division. That would mean there's no more console division admins. That would mean there's no more platform moderators. So they would all be... I don't know, honestly, right now, what we would do with them. They would just kind of be lumped into the PC division, which is not good. There would be no mesh there. So if you've ever been on our website, we actually have a slot. We have a thing for branches, and that's mainly for, like, if we've got a Bungie clan for Destiny and Halo, we've got an Arma 3 unit, a Star Citizen org. We could, instead of having a console division, we could have a console branch, and just let that independently function from the rest of DFW. But then the problem comes with, like, well, then what's the point of being part of DFW? That's gonna pose that question as well. Why not just make your own clan if they're pretty much going to be independent from the rest of the community in general, right? So that's why I'm leaning more towards just going ahead and closing it down. I don't know. What do you?
I think what we can do is actually support that idea, entertain that idea. If they want to be their own clan, then I say let them, and they could decide whether or not they want to be under our arm. If you said,
what do you think about that, Shax?
I mean, the hierarchy. I don't know how many people are in those slots, but I mean, if you just roll me back into being a member, it's not gonna hurt my feelings or anything like that, you know. And I'm still gonna have a DFW portion on my Twitch channel. I'm still gonna talk about it because I have my PC too, and I play some PC games, but I don't think there's a big enough community to be hurt whether it gets closed down or not. Like, I think me and Swag played sometimes, but that's like two people. Like, if you take it down, I really don't think there's gonna be anybody affected by anything.
Okay, yeah, and that's. Do we opening it up to the floor and to the YouTube and Twitch chats? Do we have any opposition to this idea or any additional insight?
Not all.
Nope. All right. Yeah. We know what silence means.
Like, it's a hit and miss for me because, like, I only just recently got an Xbox, so yeah, I can't really say much because I don't know what the state of our console division is.
I guess it never miss, huh?
So
Jealous cupcake.
Just to have down in the Discord somewhere, you could have just a console like chat room, and then if members happen to have an extra, happen to have a console or they have a game that's exclusive to a console that they want to play, they could talk about it there. But I don't think that in any official capacity, I don't think we really need it.
Right, we can just turn it into a console chapter. And the other reason that would change our structure is because we would no longer require divisions. The whole reason that we even have the division tier of the hierarchy was to support the different platforms. One for PC, one for Xbox, one for PlayStation, one for Switch, whatever. Then we ended up lumping all of the consoles into a single division because of how small they were now. So we would have to kind of restructure everything pretty much because we would no longer need divisions. We would just be going to Fox running.
Another train of thought is, what does it hurt to leave it? if you like the idea of being a multi-platform thing, if that's something that you can, if you want to pitch that to, whatever, it doesn't hurt anything it be in there because it's not doing anything
right
anyway.
And it would be there for future people that would join if they wanted to have their being just console.
And that's a good point. It would require us to make a lot of changes if we decided to close down the console division entirely to our structure and everything. So instead of closing it down in its entirety, we can just leave everything as it is, but we could change the way that we approach the console division, as in, like, normally we require updates and performance reviews and stuff from the console division, but if we were going to do this, we can just kind of let them do their thing, kind of go back to the way it happened with after 2016 when Spankinator was still running things. It was just kind of like, hey, you got anything? Nah, not really. All right, I guess they don't really exist. But like he said, I mean, I really don't, it doesn't hurt us if we keep it. Doesn't hurt us if we get rid of it. So what do you guys think? Because it would, like Shrink said, it would support, like, in the future when we get involved in Halo Infinite and some of the other cross-platform things, and if we do end up growing and there are people with an interest in console, at least the groundwork is already there for them, right? So should we just keep it and disinclude them from our standard requirements as far as DFW operations go as a whole?
I agree with that.
Yeah, that would probably be the best course of action right now.
Okay.
Because that's just going to be a whole thing to sort of dismantle that, like, right now. So we could just kind of keep it open and keep it, like, running. But then if we don't really see anything and we want to get rid of it, we can just slowly start to take it apart.
Yeah, and we can, whoever, like, Shaq says, with the console division, it can really be on a per game basis. I think it's good that we have the console division set up the way that it does, whereas, like, so in the PC division you have a division moderator, and then group captains are the ones that are assigned to run each individual game that we support. Whereas the division, or the console division, you have platform moderators for each platform, which we don't have any appointed. So instead of doing it that way, like Inferno was saying, it might be a better idea to handle it on a per game basis, kind of like we do in the PC division, and not even worry about specific platforms. I don't know. What do you think?
That's probably, yeah. I think
Or have a global moderator for it.
I think that would probably be, like, the best course of action, honestly. Like, just keep it at the per game thing, and then, yeah, like he said, maybe add, like, a console moderator and a PC moderator for per game.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be easier.
All right. So we'll leave everything as it is, structure wise, but we won't worry about performance reviews or recruiting efforts or anything like that for the time being for the console division. Well, so that should make things easier for you. Let me write this down here. Okay. Anything else on that end? If not, we can go ahead and move into the Discord discussion. All right, so
I think that's it.
Go Discord. Let's talk about the streamers. It's semi-related to Discord because of the post. So we have a lot of featured streamers, and each time anyone goes live, it's posted in our lobby so that everybody can see who's live and they can watch or whatever. But there's a couple of problems that we've been noticing. Is number one, like I said, we have a lot of featured streamers. So the first order of business in that arena, I think we need to establish featured streamer criteria. Because here's the thing, we have no problem with supporting streamers, but what's in it for us as a gaming community, right? And that's just business. Because if we just add any old body as a featured streamer, what does that mean for them? What does that mean for us? Right now, it really doesn't mean nothing other than publicity, which we don't get much of. So I think that if we are going to support featured streamers, we need to come up with criteria for them to have on their channel. So let's say they have to have at a minimum our logo and a link to our channel or to our website, and at least talk about or mention us during their live streams, and maybe even have something on their live stream that points to us, like the logo in the corner or something. We can go into the specifics later, but do we actually, is that fair? Do you guys think that that's, do you have any other insight on that?
That seems pretty fair.
Agreed.
It's more than fair, yeah.
So as one of your featured streamers,
Mhm.
I already have in my tablet or in my tables underneath my strat, I do have a link to you guys and just a little paragraph about what you guys are about or what we are about and whatnot. The idea of putting a logo on the stream is fine, but it gets very cluttered very fast when you're doing your templates for your streams.
Yeah.
So the more stuff I'm forced to put on there, the more cluttered it's kind of gonna be. With the post going in the general, that does happen, especially if I have to turn my stream on and then turn it back on. You guys get 2 links to my thing,
Yeah.
which is awesome. But if you guys could make maybe a free featured streamer advertising channel and have all of it directed to there.
Agreed.
You talking about the alerts when they go live?
So on my Discord, I have an advertising section. So when
Mhm.
people want to go live, they can put it in the advertising section, and you could have that directed there. So then, if someone wants to mute it because they don't really care, they can mute
They
that.
can have
And
their
not,
own channel that shows when they go live or something like that.
Okay.
just
It's up the general, the main one.
So what about this? What if we have 2 tiers of it, right? What if we have streamers and featured streamers, and the featured streamers would actually need to have like more restrictive criteria, so like a watermark or a logo or something, and actually actively promote and play under the name of DFW, versus like independent streamers that are part of DFW. All of their live channels will just kind of go to the we can make a live stream like announcement channel for those people, but then for our featured streamers we can keep it posting in the lobby, but there won't be nearly as many.
Or at the very least have the in their stream name.
Well, I do want to say we definitely do need a specified channel for whenever someone goes live. Just it can all just be posted there.
Yeah. The reason that here's the reason why I'm trying to separate the two between featured streamers and streamers. So whenever I don't know about you guys, whenever I'm in a Discord and there's a specific channel for streamers and it's just like got constant notifications about people going live, you kind of become a raindrop in the ocean in a sense, where like there's really not a lot of publicity because you just kind of like fall in line with everybody else that's live streaming at the same time, and there's not a lot of benefit or publicity for the streamer if people are just gonna automatically mute that channel and never pay attention to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's why I'm trying to go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about a better. Personally, for me, you know, I ran a fucking RuneScape clan, and we always had a shit ton of channels, just because I'm that guy that, you know, you can separate what you want, don't want, and so I think it's just, in my opinion, better if they just all go on one channel.
So does everybody else here think that we should just have all the stream announcements in its own channel? Because that's
kind of what I was proposing.
How many people?
I like the idea of having a split. Like, we have one channel for, like you were saying, tiers of streamer. So, like, you know, if they meet certain criteria, they're featured and they go in the lobby. And then if they're just kind of casually streaming.
Let me pose a question here. I want honest answers. You're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. How many? Yeah, there we go. That answers my question. No, how many channels in the DFW Discord do you have muted? Probably all of them, right? So the only thing that we ask is that people that are in here keep the announcements channel unmuted. Everything else is really subjective, but I've noticed that a lot of people don't see the announcements as we post them, And the only time we ever post an announcements is when it's applicable to everybody in the community, and why it's the only time we ever at anyone in our Discord is because it's applicable to the entire community. But people still miss it, and I'm thinking that people just have everything muted anyways. So I guess, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys?
My thoughts on it are as the streamer who wants the publicity is, I mean, at most, I mean, every now and then someone from DFW pop in, but it's not like you guys are my main draw for viewers. It is nice that you guys are supporting us and whatnot, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings if you put me in my own channel, and it would clear up the general as well. Just because I know when I'm trying to look through messages in the general, when I'm trying to catch up or whatever, I have to skip over 3 or 4 or 5 of me going live, and I'm like, well, I mean, I know I went live, I was there.
So let's try this on our, whether you're in Discord or Twitch or YouTube channels, put a 1 in the chat if you think that we should put all of our stream announcements into a single channel. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that we should have a channel for our regular streamers, and then just leave the announcements when they go live for our featured streamers. And of course, the DFW main channel, this one that you're watching right now, will stay as the primary and will be announced in the lobby as well.
Also on that note, I think that if you are going to have a featured streamer and we're going to meet all your criteria, I think supporting that streamer is kind of important. So if you're not going to watch or whatever, having it on alert always helps, because every viewer we get puts us up in the queue. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to go through the work to be a featured streamer for DFW, it would be nice to have some support from the community when it comes to the actual stream itself.
And that's fair.
That is fair.
I don't see any votes here.
Idea you can have.
We just have no input on this.
Y'all convinced me.
I'm also going to say though is we have too many damn channels. I think if we add another one, it's gonna hurt us.
Yeah, that's fair. I gotta so a lot of these channels can be combined. Like I'm thinking about combining the information and registration channels, changing the Arc Info channel to an overarching info pin channel, and moving some other stuff. Because I know we were also talking about doing pins for each individual game. But I do plan on consolidating some of this, because the more channels there are, the harder it is for people to figure out where it is they need to find information and see things that are pertinent, like the summit, for instance. People miss out on that because we have so much shit in our Discord now. Yeah, so I don't see any votes. Do we just not have any input on this whole streamer criteria? Do we need to revisit this later or talk about it offline?
Have you looked in the lobby?
Yeah, lobby chat.
Yeah, remove lobby.
Why is this not showing on the oh, never mind. Just kidding.
You done goof.
I done goofed. So we got, it looks like we got mostly 1s.
There's a 0 in there.
And a 0. Yeah. Alright. So for now, we'll move all the alerts into a stream alert channel, and we'll figure out where to go from there. We can touch more on this later. Papa Bear, do you have any input? I know you were excited to talk about streaming stuff.
I feel like everybody had major points, especially since the audience is not primary DFW. It would change if a lot more people did attend some people's streams, but as of now, it's not really of necessity. But I do still recommend, like, we should advertise the community. I think even if it's small, I think we should be proud of where we are.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Like, if we want to support these featured streamers, at least like pull up their stream to help with the viewer count. Engage whenever you've got some time. If you see somebody's live and you're not really doing anything, or you're taking a shit or whatever, it doesn't hurt to tune in for at least a little bit, if anything.
Yeah,
let's be real here.
Real. Johnny.
How many people are attending this meeting on the shitter?
Funny you should ask.
You're taking a shit.
Tell you what, this is the organization you'll ever work for where you can do that.
Hey, that's multitask.
Yeah, you're right.
So channel. Funny enough, the next thing on here was the channel layout. I think that we pretty much covered it in our discussion. So do you guys think that we need to have information pins for each individual game? Sometimes that's kind of helpful, because if you just kind of like throw everything all into one info pin channel, it can get kind of confusing. You got a lot of stuff to fish through. But we can, instead of having it in the non-discussion channel, we can just move it down under the division section above each supported game.
I have a suggestion.
Yep.
What if we... I guess we can. This would be able to be applied for even more like game-specific channels. Is just make another category, and then you can just hit the little drop down if you wanted to. I don't know.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
You can make it like a whole different category, like we have for main voice channels, but for like game-specific info.
Okay. Maybe.
And then you just be able to just hide it if you want.
That's true. Yeah, oh yeah, I see what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah, we might be able to do that. We'll look into that and then, write that down.
You know, we were having this discussion the other day. I think we should definitely merge registration and info.
Yes. We can, but that's not really something pertinent that we need to discuss summit-wise, but that is, we'll talk about that offline. Alright, section for game pins. Got that. Do we have anything else for the Discord discussion? Do we have any other input for our Discord? Things that we can improve, things we can get rid of, people we can ban, like LSP?
Me. Oh.
Let's ban that Tony guy.
Alright.
Ban the fucking dank
We
bot.
can't, he's never on.
Oh.
Doesn't he have to be on to do that?
He's not. He can't voice his opinions.
All right. So if we don't have anything for, if we don't have anything else for Discord discussion, we'll move to general discussion. I got a big announcement to make, and it kind of pisses me off that this happened, but it is what it is, and it kind of sounds like we're peddling. And let's be real, we kind of are, but we recently moved our YouTube channel to a brand account so that we could assign managers to our YouTube account without compromising our Google account. Because we use our Google account to run our web services, our website, our other servers and whatnot. So we don't want to have to compromise that for people who just need to manage our YouTube account or want to upload to it. Now, the price we paid for moving to a brand account is that we lost our fucking URL, right? So we no longer have youtube.com/DeltaFighterWing or whatever. Because they implemented a criteria to have a custom URL that we were not grandfathered into. We had a custom URL for many years, and just because we moved to a brand account, we now have to meet the new eligibility requirements for that URL. So what that means is we need 100 subs. Now here's the thing. We're already halfway there. The Delta Fighter Wing YouTube already has 55 subs. So we only need 45 people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then we will be able to make DFW great again. Think of it this way, though.
It's no requirement to be in DFW. You have to subscribe to our YouTube account.
Yeah. Should we? We'll talk about it in a second. But
no. I that was a joke as forcing it, but it would be nice if most or all members would actually subscribe.
Let's look at this like realistically, right? We've got about 50 members in DFW. If everybody in DFW invited at least one of their friends to subscribe to the DFW YouTube channel, we would easily meet that criteria. We have about 131 Discord users in our Discord. If everyone in our Discord subscribed to the YouTube channel, we would easily meet that criteria, and DFW would be great again. So all I'm asking...
Just add everyone and put the link in, dude.
Yeah.
Take one for the team.
If you've... somebody link the Delta Fighter Wing YouTube channel in the lobby, please. So we are asking... We are peddling for subscriptions, which I don't like doing, but we've kind of been pigeonholed into that position because Google...
Suggestion.
Yeah.
At the end of the application on our website, you can just plug all our socials. Maybe that'll help too for new applicants.
Think we can do that, Synth? I think that's realistic. Putting our YouTube channel and our other social like Facebook and Twitch on the application page.
You can even do.
Okay. Right, yeah, we can do that. So yeah.
He just said that's not my job.
So like I said, everybody here and everybody watching, if you have at least one of your friends subscribe to our channel. We don't really push a lot of content right now, so your phone's not going to be blown up or anything. It wouldn't hurt to just hit that subscribe button. You don't even have to hit the bell, right? I guess YouTube's got this thing now where you got to hit the bell to get notified if somebody posts a video. You don't even have to do that. All you got to do is subscribe. That's it. Easy peasy. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any more crap like that again. I hate when they do that kind of stuff.
Just hate YouTube in general.
Yeah,
fair.
YouTube has gone to corporate YouTube, and it's really going down the shitter. So next on the general discussion, we've got the admin guide updated release. I need to go ahead and this is really an admin discussion type thing, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. But I will be updating the admin guide because there's been a lot of things that changed to include the webhooks for people who apply, the notifications in the admin channel, and the way things are run. A lot of stuff is handled by Dankbot. Thank you for your service, Dankbot. So you. It's it's taken, but yeah, we'll have to Swag and I will have to collaborate on the updates there. I know you sent me kind of a draft of your workflow process already. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Staff openings. We still currently have an operations wing admin and a public affairs wing admin
as well
position available. Yeah, and also the PC division moderator at position that we mentioned earlier. So operations, what that entails is event coordination and coordinating not just events, but also if you want to involve us in any tournaments or charity events or whatever, competitions, or just any whatever operations. It's kind of self-explanatory. If you might be interested in doing that, and you have to be active. Like if you're going to be on the command team, you can kind of get away with not really doing much if you're sort of at a team level, like a team leader or even a group captain. But if you are on the command team, which is the chief administrator, executive administrators, and all the wing admins, you actually need to do stuff, because that is, you will be part of the heartbeat that is DFW. So if you are interested and you think that you've got the time to spare to do that, let us know. Public affairs, the public affairs wing administrator, their roles and responsibilities mainly lies in social media outreach and advertising. They will be heavily involved in the recruiting effort, and also video production on our channel. We'll give them access to that. If you guys want to know more about the criteria behind these positions, if you go to deltafighterwing.com, up at the top there's a drop down that says community. Under that it'll say hierarchy, and if you go to our hierarchy page, you can scroll down and it kind of talks about the wing administrator criteria and their what it is that they do. So yeah, if any of you are interested, just let one of our staff members know, and we'll talk to you about it. Changes to the rank structure was something that we implemented at the last summit, and if you guys notice, when you go to community and hierarchy and scroll down, you'll notice that we no longer have elites. That was removed because it was no longer needed. So we now have senior members and team members in position of those elites, and in the hierarchy section of our website it'll describe what it is that they do. And that was mainly because there were a lot of ranks that we weren't even using. We weren't using any of the elite positions. We weren't using the group commander position, so we just got rid of all that. So far I think our rank structure as it is pretty solid. Do we have any gripes or complaints, any suggestions as far as our structure goes?
Yeah, let's abolish the chief admin.
I agree.
Abolish the chief admin?
Ian in the chat.
It's a terrible rank. It's a terrible position.
It is kind of a terrible rank, isn't it? Not really needed.
Just be removed completely. Just leave the executive admin alone.
Yeah.
That sounds great, right? Okay.
All right, I'll go ahead and ban myself real quick. I'll see you guys never again. Goodbye.
Man.
I am back. I am Recruit Squint.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but none of us actually approved you as a recruit. So can you like just, you know?
He's about to scuttle the ship.
All right. So if we have
Tom is our new leader.
If we have no legitimate suggestions for our rank structure, we'll move on. Let me read.
Yeah,
Let me
I'd
catch
like
up on the comments real quick.
Get Tony a role of some sort.
So
We
if we're
would
looking
give
for
a Tony
subscriptions
role,
on our
but
YouTube
that
page,
role
ask
doesn't
ourselves what we
exist.
can do to grow organically in that space, which was what the Public Affairs Wing Administrator position is supposed to be for. Our activity, yes, you are correct. We do need to up our content production. We'll get to that in a second. What would you suggest as far as putting... Oh, never mind. So we actually... The chats are not really separated. It looks separated if you're viewing from a single platform, but if you look on the stream, if anybody... Is anybody watching from YouTube or is everybody watching from Twitch? If you type in the YouTube chat, it actually shows. So Restream's got... And that it actually combines the chats into one. And although you might not be able to see it on the actual chat, like let's say you're on YouTube, you won't be able to see the comments from the Twitch people. But if you look on the actual stream itself, you would be able to see the chats are combined. So we can actually see the chats from both platforms at the same time as we're streaming. To the main channel, at least. I think some of our, like, I don't know. I think most of our streamers are predominantly Twitch, some YouTube, but our main channel is both. Yeah. See, so LSP just commented in the YouTube section. So you, on the stream, you would be able to see her her comment. Yeah. So there's that. What's next? Recruiting efforts. Oof. Okay, so we are getting involved into a lot of new things, especially Division 2. We can talk more about recruiting efforts and holding events and stuff a little bit later on, because we're still getting we're early in the phases of just getting involved. We can talk about recruiting later, but I really think right now we have a lot of potential in Destiny 2 recruiting efforts, because whenever we coordinate raids, we have a lot of people from LFG that'll come in and out of here. If we start doing that kind of stuff more often, I think that would interest some of these people to stay versus leaving right after the raid.
I have something to say on that.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, the reason I brought up the recruiting as a subject is just, I just wanted to touch base with everyone's, like, you know, it's not just, I guess you can say, you know, group captains are mainly in charge of recruiting, but, you know, everyone is welcome to share the Discord and whatnot.
Absolutely.
And for the group captains, you know, drop a Reddit post somewhere. I don't know. Drop a link. Don't be afraid to spread the word, I guess.
Yeah, especially so for the group captains being in charge of recruiting for your specific group. That is mainly a management thing, right? That doesn't mean that the group captain is the only person that is eligible to recruit. So anyone in DFW, or even if you're just a guest or an affiliate, can go create posts or point people to our channel and our website. But as far as the group captains, I think it's good if we maybe we can implement some sort of recruiting criteria and have kind of a monthly check or bi-monthly check or something like that to see, like, what have you done as far as recruiting efforts? How many Reddit posts have you started, and whatever. And again, this is going to be this is really going to be a case-by-case basis, because, like, let's take Pixeling for instance. Like, Arc has not been active for the reasons that we mentioned before. It's not Pixeling's fault, and so
I think it's totally her fault.
No, it's not. But, like, so in that case, like, I wouldn't necessarily need to hound her for, you know, what are your recruiting efforts and your performance reviews, blah, blah, blah. I haven't really been concerned with that, because we've kind of been at crossroads in what we're going to do for ARC. So when I say that we're going to start imposing criteria for our group captains, don't, like, freak out. It's not a big deal. Like so we usually recruit in waves, and whenever we were recruiting for ARC, like all I would do is I had a list of websites that I would go to. There was like LFG Pub and Survival Serve. There's a couple of other ones, and then I would go on Reddit and make a post. It's super easy. All you gotta do is update a post like once a week to make sure that it stays at the top. If you find any discords or whatever, you can be like, hey, we're looking for people to do whatever. Destiny 2, I can't imagine it would be too difficult to look for people, because there's a lot of people that are still raiding, a lot of people that need people to help them out with nightfalls or raids, or if you're into Crucible or whatever. That's another platform that I think that has some potential for recruiting efforts. But bottom line up front is that the group captains will be held responsible for recruiting efforts, but the responsibility does not rely solely on them. That includes members and recruits, as well as the upper staff in the command division. I do my best to recruit whenever I can, when we're at least in the portions of DFW that are still active and thriving. So I've been actively going out and looking for people that involve themselves regularly with our Destiny 2 raids and whatnot. So anything else? Any other suggestions or comments about recruiting efforts? What we can improve on?
I think we're doing all that we can right now in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the idea, if you guys get an event planned, like, maybe it's only a couple months away, but that's something that you can put whenever you're recruiting, especially if you can get that information out to your, the regular guys. That's something that they can tell their friends, hey, join DFW because we're having this thing at,
Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah, we'll move on from there. Let me write this down before I forget. Okay, website I cannot talk right now. Website suggestions. Me personally, I have my own suggestion I would like to make, and I can try to do this, but I might need your help out with some of this synth. For the roster, I would like to put a little bit more emphasis on the organization of the groups. So right now, everybody's just kind of lumped under PC Global, and it shows in their secondary tags on the roster if they're part of a specific group. So it'll say like PC Division / Oasis, or / ARC or whatever. But I would like to come up with a system where we can actually have separate lists. So with the group, like everything will be under a PC Division still, but we'll also have those subheaders like we have for PC Command, PC Global. I would like to have additional ones for the ARC group, the Oasis group, and the upcoming Destiny 2 and Division groups.
Oh, then we would have to redesign the entire thing.
The entire thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no idea all the crap that we have to deal with.
Okay.
All those medals you wanted? Yeah. They go somewhere. You don't see them, but they go.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them. All right. Well, it doesn't have to be right away, but I'm letting you know that that's what I plan on doing, and we can get together offline about making some of those changes, because if we're going to continue this trend of allowing for growth, I think that's going to be an important one, instead of just kind of lumping everybody into global, because then it also makes it easier on the members. Like if people join and they don't really know who they're supposed to check in with or ask questions, or who their leader is, and also on the group captain side, if they want to know like who it is specifically that they need to do performance reviews for, all they got to do is go to the roster and be like, okay, these are the recruits that are listed under my section, these are the ones that I should be keeping track of. So yeah, there's that. And I think that
I've gotten questions before from people asking like, hey, who do I talk to about this and
yeah
this, so.
And they do get a message whenever they join. Dankbot should be telling them who their group captain is, but the thing is, like, sometimes people are lumped into global because they don't really have a specific interest, but they have multiple interests, and so they fall under Axel, but Axel's sort of like a catch-all. He doesn't. It's difficult for him to give performance reviews because he doesn't always play the same thing that these people play. So I want to start putting more of a focus on the specific groups instead of just like dumping them into global and then they just sit there as recruits for the rest of their lives. Welcome to the stream, Angel. You're Tara. You reach Angel. Welcome.
Can you even English?
No, I can't. I don't. You Trey. You're Retrera. Anyways, yeah. So there's that. Do we have any other website suggestions? I know I need to do an updated newsletter. We'll be changing the.
Yeah, we need an application fee.
Games. Application fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you guys are recruiting, the steps to apply are pretty simple. It's like in the past it seemed kind of complicated, but it's not really as complicated as it seems. George and I spent a lot of time implementing the Discord authentication process into the website. So all you have to do to log into the website is have Discord credentials, which you should already have if you're a member because it is a requirement to be in our Discord. So all you got to do is plug in your Discord credentials, log into the site, and it will recognize you as a user in our Discord. And for those who want to apply to our gaming community, since being part of our Discord is a requirement, it should not be an issue. Once you sign into the website, an apply button will appear at the top next to the right of the Discord on the nav bar. So if you guys are recruiting and people have questions about how to apply, just tell them to check the how to join section on the main page. And if they're still confused, if they're kind of slow, you can explain that process to them. All you gotta do is log in using your Discord credentials. The apply button appears. Just fill out the form and shoot it to us. We would like to see a little bit more effort in the About Me section. And the reason for that is because we've had a lot of people in the past that will apply and they kind of leave a lot of fields blank because they're not really interested in being part of the community. They just want to get in for whatever perks they get, like being able to play on some of our servers, for instance, or something like that. Or they're joining just to be a fucking troll. And so we tend to ignore or downvote any of the applications that come in that seem like there's not really much of an effort. So if you actually want to join, have them take a little bit of time to put something relevant about what you like and what you'd like to see in the About Me section.
Nice, basically.
Yeah. Anything else as far as website?
That's probably it.
What was that, Shrinky?
Needs more cowbell.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll put a cowbell in there somewhere. Next on our list here is the Game Fails weekly compilation. We are looking for name suggestions for that. Initially we were just going to call it Game Fails, but if you go to YouTube and type in Game Fails, that is an incredibly oversaturated...
Well, another name that I was going to go with was Fails of the Week, but instead of obviously putting as normal word weak, it would be weak as in someone who's weak and feeble, or something like that, W-E-A-K instead of just W-E-E-K.
Yeah. So some of the suggestions we've had is like Fails of the Week, like Fox said, or Alt F4. What was the other one? There was press F to pay respects. If you guys have any suggestions for the name of our weekly Fails compilation that we'll start uploading to our YouTube channel, let us know. So that way we can I'll go ahead and finish the intro, and if you guys have any submissions that you would like to send to Fox, you can do that with like Dropbox or something like that, and he'll add it.
Yeah, anyone who has previously sent me videos, just resend them again because, well, it's been quite a long time since you would have already sent it. But as we're moving towards, I will also suggest any videos that you've had epic moments in as well, because that's another video series that I want to try and start as well.
Fox, you're welcome to rip any of my YouTube clips if you want.
Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. I'll go ahead and move on. We're almost done here. these next 2 points are actually pretty big. One of them, somebody approached me at work and said that they were planning on organizing sort of a father-son gaming charity event that's going to be hosted by the Level Up Game Center here in Augusta, Georgia. And if you... The question they posed was, would you like to be a sponsor so that DFW can kind of get their name out there? What he's trying to do is run this charity event so that he can get his name out for the city, so he can do other stuff like finance classes for kids and all this other stuff. But he's given us the opportunity to actually get our name out there by officially sponsoring this event. We may make some t-shirts and all that to get our name out there and get people to join. So the first question is this something that we would be interested in supporting collectively? And number 2, would anybody be interested in actually coming down here and being a part of this event?
I'm definitely going to say a yes to that, especially with if anyone who was at our last meeting with the suggestion of possible plans of making DFW kind of like a gaming lounge, like actually have a physical place for DFW. This would be a great start for that.
Bro, why would you be in an actual physical location when you can just be in VR chat?
Yo, and we'll have to,
you don't get a
say.
Real.
I'll talk. He said he was going to be here. I don't know if he's here or not. Eric, if you're here and you got more to say about that, feel free to chime in on wherever you're watching from, if you're watching. But yeah, so that's, he doesn't have a set date for that. It's going to be a little while before he actually does plan that. But if anybody is interested in being involved in that, let me know, and we can start coordinating how we're going to sponsor this event. The other thing is an even bigger event, and that's the... Are you guys familiar with Dragon Con?
Yes.
No.
Dragon Con will be... I think it's Dragon Con. Is it Dragon Con or Comic Con? No, I'm pretty sure
Dragon
it's
Con.
Yeah, Dragon Con is going to be hosted in Atlanta. Let me double check here. I'm pretty sure it's Atlanta. And that will be... I know for sure it will be on August 29th. So it'll be before our next summit. We were thinking about getting a booth, but even if we don't get a booth, we're gonna be planning on going to that, hopefully. If anybody else wants to come down and come to Dragon Con with us, I'll see if we can get us some flair, and we can kind of spread the name around, even if we don't get a booth. But I would implore you guys, if you don't know what Dragon Con is, to look it up. It's a very, very fun event. It lasts 4 days. It's held in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's where the nerds come together, and they have all kinds of events. They'll have some B-list celebrities that come out there that you can meet, authors from different shows, movies, games, whatever. There's a lot of people there that do a lot of cosplay type stuff. There's all kinds of events that they hold. They'll have a themed ball and a whole bunch of different booths and stuff that you can get merchandise and play games and do all kinds of stuff. I would be spending the rest of the night if I were going to describe what Dragon Con was. So whenever you got some time, go to YouTube or go on Google, just type in Dragon Con 2019, look it up, see what all they got. I think they hold like video game tournaments and stuff like that. If you were interested in going with us, let me know. We can all get a hotel together, save on some money, something like that maybe. And we can figure out how we're going to spread the name of
we're staying at a hotel?
That's a big maybe for me, just because
this is all
another country.
A maybe, but the thing is, the tickets are... Let's see. I know the tickets are pretty expensive, and the hotel there is already sold out. So it's $115 for a membership, and that's for all 4 days. That's definitely... I don't know. I'll have to see if I'll have to read more about this. But yeah, if you're interested in going, let me know, and I'll try to keep all those people roped in on the details and what the plan is.
And you said this was in August, right?
Yes, this is August 29th, 2019. Yeah. Starts on Thursday, ends on Monday, September 2nd.
Noted.
All right, so does anybody have anything else in regards to the general discussion? If not, we'll go ahead and move into our course of action development and conclude this summit.
We're not going to talk about the community pins or whatever it's called.
What?
Our community goals.
Yeah, that's the course of action development. No, nothing. All right.
Yeah, no. Gonna add anything?
What?
So we're gonna add anything else?
Yeah, we'll talk. So let's do. First, we'll do an after action review of our previous laundry list. So as of October of last year, we met all of our 3-month community goals. So clap, clap. We had a community event held we had the Cards Against Humanity event that Swag hosted on 31 October, and the Spooptober event where we just kind of like dicked around on VR chat and some other stuff. We live streamed it. It's on our YouTube channel if you're interested in watching that. It was a whole lot of nothing, but it was fun. We got the opportunity to we would just chill and talk and joke around. It was good times. We had a successful transfer to Extinction, as disappointing as it turned out to be. At least the transfer went well. And we did hold a couple of raid events. That last artifact run that we did was it was kind of rough, but we did it. We beat the boss. So we did meet all of our 3-month goals, so that's good. Our 6-month community goals, we did not meet them all. The stream schedule, mainly because of work and encoding issues. I need to upgrade my computer, and some other questions revolving what we're going to do as far as a regular live stream schedule. But the other ones, we have Discord users. I think we actually did meet that, but it was difficult to maintain account because in the past we didn't really have a lot of people coming and going, so we could just base that off of the incoming traffic. But the problem is we have a lot of people that'll join and leave, and it kind of throws off the count. So what I'm gonna start doing now is, as of today, we currently have 100. Let me put this down. 132 concurrent Discord users. So now when we implement this, if we decide to try for another 25 Discord users, we can base the number off of the number that we logged today as of right now. 8 DFW members, we did get that. Technically we didn't get 8 DFW members, we did get at least 8 DFW recruits, some of them, at least 2 of them, which will be inducted as of today. And we of course met the Coldsnap summit, which we're holding right now. Administration goals, we met most of them actually, surprisingly. We held an administration board meeting shortly after the last summit that we had, and covered a bunch of topics, talked about the DFW admin guide and whatnot. DFW integration of the Discord integration on the DFW website, which allows users to log in using their Discord credentials instead of requiring them to create an account on the website and all this other garbage that's not really necessary, to be perfectly honest. So that saved, I think that saves a lot of heartache. As long as you got Discord, all you gotta do is log in with Discord, it's all good. We may, right now, all that does is allow you to access the application page. We may use that in the future, however, though, for additional features. But for now, at least the groundwork has been laid. So that was a successful implementation, thanks to, well, Synth, predominantly. So appreciate the work there, Synth. The restructure of DFW hierarchy and ranks, we also implemented that. I talked a little bit about how we change how the hierarchy is listed, and you can go on the hierarchy page and see how it is right now, and we took out some of the ranks we didn't use. We met that. Restructured the console division to break down by platform, and we talked about kind of setting them on the back burner as far as operations go. Training and advancing console division admin, I'll have to get with Shax about that and go over the admin guide once it's been updated. Awards criteria has been posted. I know we haven't put a lot of emphasis on that, but it does exist. So if you guys go to the website, go to community, and the bottom of the drop down will be awards. You can see all the awards that we will be issuing someday. we've got to figure out this roster situation first. But if you hover over each of the awards, it'll tell you what the criteria is currently. So we have right now we just have 4. The 3 main ones are Addict, which is for hours logged on primary supported game, Philanthropist for our donors, and Headhunter for recruiting efforts, and then of course the Butt Stallion medal, which is a throwback to the old legacy Happy Goo Goo award that we used to have. We brought it back. It exists.
We need to change that. Eventually.
Staff position criteria has been posted in under the hierarchy section. You can review that under the wing administration section, as I mentioned earlier. We took on Swag as our personnel wing admin, and he's been doing a very good job at keeping DFW a well-oiled machine. And shout out to Dankbot for being his assistant there. Dankbot is the Skynet of DFW.
He's your slave, that's how.
I think he's been hooking up with Cortana or something.
So we really appreciate your efforts and Dankbot's efforts there. It has improved our process for applications and user management, member management. And like I said, we are still looking for and interviewing staff members for operations and public affairs. So, with that being said, we met the majority of our community goals. Now we can establish our future ones. So, we'll start with the 3-month community goals. So by March, April, June 30th, right? What would we like to see? Or what are some goals that you guys would like to think that you think we should try to accomplish? I think okay. How many?
How many did we have last time? 25?
Well, so typically we have the Discord users under the 6-month community goals so that we can actually revisit it. But I guess we could have it on both. We can have like 10 for the 3-month and 25 for the 6-month. Is that we're looking for realistic goals here, so we don't want to put like a million or whatever, you know? Does that sound okay? 10 Discord users by June 30th?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. And do we want to talk about recruiting? I think we should have a goal for recruiting efforts for Division 2. I'm not sure what the atmosphere is going to be like as far as recruiting goes in Division 2 because I haven't played yet. But I guess we could try to recruit, I don't know, five people. Is that realistic for Division 2 since we're getting into it now?
Yeah.
And then we can have an event. Are there do they have raid? I know they don't have raids, but do they have what was the firefight stuff? The waves in the first division?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's the survival shit.
Some kind of event that I think. Well, I can just broaden it and just put Division 2 event of some sort.
The Division 2 announced that they are going to have 6-man raids.
They are going to have raids?
Ooh.
That's
expand on.
Huh.
Yes.
I didn't hear anything about that. Okay. So yeah, I'll just keep it generic Division 2 event. Anything else for 3-month goals? Transfer to Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
To Ragnarok because our server will expire by this 3-month goal anyways.
Another thing too would be have our game series videos started up, like the game fails and the epic moments as well. Those I would like to start as soon as we can.
Okay. All right. I think these are. Does anybody have any suggestions for 3-month? I think these are pretty realistic for 3 months.
I was gonna say I'd personally like to up our recruiting efforts for Minecraft, just because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, like in terms of events. I have a bunch of ideas, but we don't have enough people to really support it right now.
Monkey, I think I I did something to the dev doc the other day, so I think you're all set. If you wanted to, you could push your own update. I probably have to type up more on the dev doc, but you can definitely. I'll give you the okay if you want to experiment with pushing your own updates.
All right. Cool.
Oh, I just realized that our next summit actually falls directly on the DFW 14th anniversary.
Hot damn.
Typically, the anniversary is like during the week or something like that, September 28th. But yeah, 28th is that Saturday, so we will actually be holding our summit on the real anniversary. So that just for future reference, the next summit will be held on Saturday, 28th September 2019, and that will be our target for our 6 months goals. And what do we want to have for 6 months? 25 Discord users we can add on there? Or some other ones?
Sounds good.
100 subs,
We want to go for 8 members again?
By then,
fuck it.
By then, definitely we should have at least a good goal for our YouTube channel. At least trying to get more subs.
Oh yes. Oh, that's the other thing.
Definitely, that's
YouTube...
one of the reasons why I wanted to do the Game Fail series and Epic Moments to also help our YouTube channel.
I'm actually going to add 100 YouTube subscribers to our 3-month goals because we need to get our link back before it gets stolen for whatever stupid reason. I don't know why we don't just get grandfathered in, but yeah, so 100 YouTube subscribers by June 30th I think is fairly realistic. Like I said, all you gotta do is ask one of your buddies to subscribe. That's all you gotta do. Notifications, that's all optional. So do we want to have a subscriber goal for 6 months, or we just want to leave it at meeting the eligibility requirements?
We could probably put it to 150 to 200 if we can at least reach to there by then. Because if we get these videos series started, that will at least start.
We would definitely need to up our production rate if we're gonna have incentive for additional subscribers.
Like for now, it'll just be the videos. I'll be just.
I'll keep it at 150, just so we can.
How many we actually get to actually keep it going? Like I myself have a heap of videos to use, but I would like to use other members instead of just mine.
Same.
Yeah, and that's a good good suggestion. Inferno says that we could do like Twitch stream highlights, which a lot of YouTubers will do. Like they'll actually have a live stream that they held, but then they'll upload a separate video that just is maybe like 10-15 minutes long that just covers the highlights instead of people having to go on. Because realistically, nobody's going to go on there after the fact and watch like 3 hours of a live stream, right? So I do like the idea of doing highlights. So we can put that video highlights or live stream highlights. I can put that on our 6 month goal. At least one. At least one. Okay.
Oh, actually,
what else?
No.
I've done a couple for mine.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I like that. Thanks, Inferno. And of course the coordinate 29, or actually this will be coordinate 14th anniversary Coldsnap Summit. And I'll have to look at updating the trailer or making a new one or something, doing something special for the anniversary. I can't believe it's been 14 years, or it will be. That's insane.
We missed our 10-year anniversary.
Damn. And I'll just go ahead and migrate these other ones on here. So train and advance console admin and interview for ops and PAO wing admins. All right. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yeah.
As far as our goal, anybody have any other goals they would like to, or any like events or ideas that they would like to bring to the table?
Yeah, actually. Since we're talking about shit that's going down in like 3 or 4 months, we could try hosting like an E3 watch party. Like we could meet up, or not like meet up. We could meet up in like VR chat or in Discord, and we could all just watch the stream together and just make fun of it, or just see what's going on. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I like that, because then it would help us keep up to date with the gaming world
Yeah.
Heck, we can
When
still
is
even,
the-
we
when
could
is-
even have movie nights in VR chat too.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I got our beanbag set up here. Nobody's using it.
Oh yeah.
We're the
When
only
is
ones in here.
E3?
Correct me if I'm wrong, it's like
Expo is June 11th. Yeah, so we can actually add this to our 3-month goal.
Yeah.
E3 watch party. Thanks for the suggestions, Zandark.
No problem. It's a multi-day thing, so even if you
Yeah,
can't make it
June
one
11th
day,
through June 13th. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll give
so-
everybody the opportunity to log in and be a part of whatever.
Yep.
Ah, when I looked up E3, the first article I saw was Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield will not be shown by Bethesda at E3. Oh. Elder Scrolls 6 has been a long time coming, man. I can't wait.
It's just gonna be more.
More perfection, dude. People
and
still
also the
Skyrim to
fact-
this day.
Especially that older lady.
Yeah.
Someone
You
posted
guys,
that she's got to be put as an NPC.
you guys know who Shirley
Wait,
Curry is?
Yeah.
This lady, yeah, she's great. I don't know. I've watched a couple of her videos. She is really nice, and it's one of the few channels I've ever looked at where there's not like everybody on there is super nice. She has like a 98% upvote rate on her channel. She's super nice. She's like almost 90 years old, if not older, and she has been playing Skyrim and making videos of it for a long time. It's a nice environment over there, and people love her, and Bethesda actually brought her in and did like a body scan and all this, and they're actually going to immortalize her by putting her as an NPC in Elder Scrolls 6. So I thought that was really nice of them to do. But yeah, Shirley Curry. Once you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel for DFW, head on over. You can watch a couple of her. Again, she's an older lady, like maybe not quite as old as LSP, but she's just kidding.
Oh,
wow.
So you gotta kind of be patient with like. Yeah. All right. So I think, does anybody have anything else that they would like to bring to the table before we close here tonight?
Yeah, I do.
So, okay.
Sub to DFW.
Yes, please.
Sub and
So I
subscribe.
can just get this out of
already
the way.
done.
Not subscribe.
Already done. In terms of like the way that we structure events, I think something that we should try to do more is use straw poll. Like we could definitely put forth like ideas and concepts for events here, and then
Right.
we could start using straw poll, put like the poll in the lobby, or link people like, hey, go here to vote on this. That way we can get like a real like community feedback on will people participate in this?
I like that idea.
Or will it just be like?
We actually we do use straw poll for polls that we've held in the past, and the nice thing is that I think we can actually implement that on our stream as well as maybe our Discord. I've seen it somewhere, but we haven't done it in a long time, and I think that is a good idea that we actually use that to, instead of just trying to brainstorm events at the summit and then not really talking about it after, we can actually have somebody write up a straw poll and see like. We'll kind of come together as a staff, or maybe in a lobby or something, talk about ideas for events, and we'll use straw poll to vote on like what kind of events everybody else would like to, because not everybody comes. Even though it's required for the members, realistically, not everybody's going to attend the summit, and more often than not, people are usually not going to come in. Even the day after and be like, oh yeah, I watched the whole stream, and by the way, I had this input. Like that's never happened. So I think it would help give a greater voice to our member base if we did something like that.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else?
I don't know, just kind of thinking about events and fun things to do with people in the community. I don't know how big everyone is into Dungeons and Dragons, but I know that there are plenty of websites where we could do like an online thing. Like I know Roll20
Yeah,
does
Roll20
a
has
lot
it.
of.
I actually own a lot of Pathfinder books and also 5e.
I'd totally be down for that.
Yeah, so we could absolutely try, hooking that up at some point. Because I mean, there's plenty of places you can go where you can literally just get a bunch of people in Discord and you can play D&D.
Yo, I'd be interested in that. I thought I was all alone in that respect.
Who wants to?
Tomorrow, every Sunday I go to D&D.
Yeah, and I know
friend of mine used to host
so
at his
Go Getter
home.
that just recently joined our Discord. That's Eric, the guy that was planning on coordinating this father-son gaming charity event at Level Up. He also just got together a D&D group, and Sam and the Brick Squad actually have some guys that do D&D, I think on Friday nights or something like that. But yeah, if you guys want to do like a DFW centric D&D party, if there's anybody here who would like to take charge of that, it doesn't matter what your rank is or where your standing is. If you want to do that, let me know and I will help facilitate that.
You need books for 5e and Pathfinder. I can discreetly.
Yep. So yeah, Xandark, if you're interested in doing that, just let me know. If you wanna, if anybody else wants to take lead there, we'll see what we can do to bring some attention your way.
Sweet.
Cool. Anything else?
That's all I can think of right now.
Anybody else in either in here or on our YouTube or Twitch chats? Any suggestions, comments, gripes? Anybody you want us to ban?
Ban me.
Yeah.
Man swag.
All right, Inferno, we'll see you. Thanks for stopping by and giving your input. Your input is always valued here. We miss having IB around. I don't know who we're supposed to compete with now. We're the only clan that's left alive after all these years. We have no allies because we outlived them all.
Because we refused to die. They killed him.
That's not the real one, though.
Gamers don't die.
DG is still... Yeah, okay, listen, Tony. that DG is not
That's
the real
not
DG.
the real DG. That's
fake. That's a fake DG. Those
Swag,
are like...
I know where you live.
That is like
That
is a... They are comprised of like old Face Clan and CE members, and that's the original DG people are not even in DG anymore. There are actually a lot of DG leadership that are in the Brick Squad now. DG does not live on.
I was there when they handed it out. They said, like, okay, you know what, fine. You can have...
The new DG is a fake DG. The new DFW is still the old DFW. Anyways, if that's all we have, I appreciate everybody who tuned in to our YouTube or Twitch. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for purposes previously mentioned.
Hey, Commander.
And I appreciate everybody's input. We always welcome input, no matter if you're a member, a guest, a boy or girl, a young person or an old lady,
a young male.
Shut up.
or a young attack helicopter, whatever you choose to identify
that's me.
I hope everybody has a good night. We will keep in touch. I'll go ahead and I'll post the laundry list later on this evening. I will be buying and downloading Division 2 and we can get that ball rolling. We'll revisit offline on June 30th to see where we're at as far as community goals. We can actually schedule, I'll put on here also on our June 30th goals a staff meeting that we can talk about this stuff. And I will see everybody again on 28 September 19, if not in game, for our 14th anniversary. Thanks everybody for coming out, and I'll see you around. What?
Bye.
Subscribe, like,
smash that like button.
click the bell icon if you want to hear from us.
But if you don't feel like subscribing or joining, you feel free to donate all your money to us. We'll do
Okay, that's enough.
Don't
Good
forget
night.
to take us twice daily.